Welcome to Reading Between the Pipes, brought to you by Pastimes on the Mic. Be sure to follow us on Instagram, X, Twitter, and TikTok. Stay up to date on everything hockey here on Reading Between the Pipes. This is Pastimes on the Mic. If you got a question, here is our Gmail. Send us a hockey take. Who do you think should make it to the All-Star game? I think the final rosters are announced later today or tomorrow. So a lot of good names out there this season. Guy, how we doing today, man?
Doing good. Just came back from vacation. Feeling nice, but definitely some question marks. I'm not gonna lie on the All-Star roster. I know we were just talking about it. Listen, Panarin would be on the team over Igor if he wasn't having a kid. But
Yes.
that's just me.
Yeah.
I don't know how you feel about it, but
Yeah, look, and I said on the show, I think Panarin was actually my pick for the Hart Trophy at one point. Granted, now, some stellar play by McKinnon and McDavid. That Oilers are on a 14-game win streak right now. So
yeah,
things change as the season goes on, but yeah, Panarin's having an unreal year for you guys still. I think he's definitely in the Hart conversation, but yeah, he's having a kid, right? That's the reason why he's not going to be in the All-Star game. So I think any other
yeah,
circumstance, he would be
he's
the
making
rep.
it.
Yeah, he'd be the rep for the Rangers. I don't follow the Rangers too much, but I know Mika's usually there. Chris Kreider's usually up there in points and goals. And some breaking news: your boy Trocheck just got announced as an All-Star to replace the injured Connor Bedard.
Yep.
Kyle Connor has also been named as a replacement. So yeah, I mean Igor, I know he's kind of not having the best year to his standards, but I'm not totally against it because I think goalie overall is just kind of lacking this year. So I think they just needed a familiar face at the All-Star game, maybe. Who knows? But
Yeah.
yeah, so speaking of your New York Rangers, though, I know you had some notes on them. Talk to me.
Well, to the first point about the All-Star game, again, it's obviously Panarin, but he's having a kid. With that, uh, I guess you go Igor because there's no one really else on the roster that's really going off. I mean, like you said, it's either Zibanejad, maybe Fox, but he was out for a while. So Trocheck, being a replacement, I'm all right with it. I said before, him and Zibanejad are having an identical year. 15 goals. What was it? 20 something assists, 29 assists. So I'm not against it, but yeah, the Rangers, I really feel like when the Rangers are off, Igor's off. He doesn't play well unless the team in front of him is playing well. But I feel like that goes for any team,
Yeah.
honestly. Um, and I'm not gonna lie, I think they really are wearing him out. I mean, his stats have declined since he won the Hart Trophy 2-3 years ago. So I mean, it's going down. And I'm not gonna be the one, like I said last episode, to just bash on Igor. But I mean, they got to play better in front of him. And he's also got to play better. He is letting up some quick goals in the beginning of the games, like last night against Anaheim. They're not a great team.
Yeah.
But, you can't let teams, sit around in hockey. They'll come back to bite you in the ass and, win. They just squeezed out that win yesterday. I know it looks good on the score sheet. They scored 5 goals, but they scored quick goals. Like, if the Rangers didn't challenge that goal that the Ducks scored and got overturned, that's a 3-2 game, then they're probably losing.
Yeah.
But I I know, like I say, I don't want to win the President's Trophy, but you do want to see your team win.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
but they are slumping, and they slumped last year in the beginning of the year. They figured it out, so I'm not too worried. They have a veteran group of guys. Um, I really just hope they make some decent trades at the trade deadline because I think keeping Goodrow and not trading him is really, really biting them in the ass. Because 3.6 mil for a fourth liner is too much money, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah. This is the time to really uh, break down an analysis of what this team has. Trade deadline starting to loom now. All-Star break's coming up. So this could be a blessing in disguise for the Rangers. If they struggle into the All-Star break, it's like, all right, we are a playoff team. We're still top 2, top 3 team in the Metro. I think it'll probably make them even hungrier now to be busy at the deadline. Maybe they get a
Yeah.
Tarasenko. So it could be a blessing in disguise for you guys. And if it's any help, the Bruins were going through a bad stretch, and now they're heating up again. They're scoring. The fourth line and the first line are both getting hat tricks, and David Pastrnak and Heinen. So, I
Yeah.
mean, it's a game of runs. It's a roller coaster. It always is in hockey. So yeah, I think the Rangers and both the Bruins are going to be huge buyers at this upcoming trade deadline.
Yeah. It's 82 games. I sit there. I'm a crazy fan. I watch every single game. So when they lose, it sucks. But I got to
Yeah,
remember, it's only 80. It's 82 games. I mean, they have so many opportunities. I just don't want to see them, crumble and then they're looking at a wild card spot.
yeah,
I
that
do
you don't want.
still, I do still have them finishing second. I said when the season started, I had them third finishing in the Metro, but or the East. But I could see them finishing second behind the Hurricanes.
Yeah,
That's kind of where I have them at. I think the Hurricanes are just, when they're hot, and they're like, I always like to say, like, they took over as the Islanders, like when the Islanders were going to the Eastern Conference Final against the Lightning those 2 years. Like, they took over that play style and really, owned it, and now they're really killing it.
yeah,
Um, they're a very defensive minded team. They shut you down. So I have them finishing first, and then hopefully, the Rangers can figure it out. I have them finishing second. And, the two wild card spots in the East. I know there's a third spot, but I still don't know who that might be. Like the
yeah.
3, 1, and 2 in the wild card. I don't know how that's going to finish out. I mean, maybe the Islanders. I have them. They just got newly acquired Patrick Raw.
Yep.
So I think they're going to be a tough team to watch. Tough team to play against. The Islanders. I have them as a sneaky wild card team this year.
The
I've been
Islanders.
I've been saying that.
Yeah, they always are sneaky. Like Brock Nelson will randomly just be flirting with 40 goals a year. Just comes out of nowhere. And especially that top line, Barzell, the newly acquired Bo Horvat they got last year, it's paying off well. And, I know we're talking about them acquiring that young stud. Maybe they do get that Trevor Zegras acquisition. That would be huge for that franchise.
Oh
He's a
yeah,
young star. So the trade deadline's really gonna and as it always does,
it's going to be
it's re-
exciting.
it's gonna really filter out who's in it this year, and yeah, we'll see. And yeah, dude, this Metro division's crazy, dude. From I would say the Islanders to the Penguins, those four teams, right? The Islanders, Capitals, Devils, Penguins. It's a carousel in the standings.
Yeah.
You could be in fourth place one night, the next night you're second to last place. It's
It
crazy.
it 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 is. It's gonna be a dogfight. That's why, like, I'm really hoping the Rangers stay consistent, and really just stay winning, because like, I don't want them to start falling down, because those teams in the wild card spots are tough teams. Like,
Yep.
Red Wings are hot. I know Patrick Kane's out. Lightning are hot right now. Islanders are outside looking in. Devils are outside looking in. Penguins are outside looking in. Capitals, I'm not too afraid of. I know the Rangers don't play great against them, but I don't think they're that great of a team.
They're not. Yeah.
Um, their goaltending's been all right. I mean, Lindgren's been pretty good for them. Um, but yeah, I mean, the Flyers are just turning
Came out of
heads, man.
nowhere. Come out of nowhere.
They are turning heads, man.
Torts is crazy, but yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, and we said it last week on the show. It's like they don't really they have good players. They got Joel Farabee, Konecny. No, those guys are great players. Carter Hart, great goalie. But it's like that's like you're comparing the Flyers to teams like the Avalanche, the Rangers, the Bruins, the Maple Leafs. The firepower is really not there on paper, but they're just playing good hockey. So see how long it
Good
lasts for
hockey,
them.
man.
Yeah,
That's
that's
all you
it.
need. Good hockey and
That's
decent
all you.
goaltending. I mean, both
That's all you
goaltenders have
need.
12 wins.
Yep. So yeah, we'll see what the Flyers do. I mean, it's a fun team. It's a fun.
It
That's all.
is. If you're a Flyers fan, good for them, man, because they've been in the shits for a while.
Dude, I think either them or the Blue Jackets were probably my pick for last place in the Metro, but
Yeah.
they are playing way above expectations, man.
Yeah. I mean, if I had to, for the Eastern, uh, for your division, the Atlantic Division, Boston, Florida, Maple Leafs, I think that might be the finishing
It really could be.
positions, honestly. Maybe if the Lightning continue to play to what they're playing like, they could
Yeah.
switch with the Maple Leafs. But the Metro, I really think it's going to come down to, for the 1, 2, 3. I think it's Hurricane, Rangers. I want to say the Devils, but like, they're just not playing well.
They can't figure it out. -4 goal differential. Just can't
That could
figure
be
it
the
out.
Islanders, man. It could be the Islanders at that
It,
3 spot.
dude, Patrick Raw could be,
what they
Like, that
needed.
change, yeah. Coaching goes a long way in hockey, man. It definitely does. That could be their spark, it could be not even on the ice, but on the bench and their
Yeah.
coach.
I
So,
mean, the Devils, they only have 49 points and the wild card have 53. So, I mean, they definitely could fight for a wild card
yes.
spot. And they could
Yes.
catch fire at any moment in time because they're a young, fast team. Sorry, Dennis, our other co host. I know he's a Devils fan. Um, but, man, I don't know what's going on there.
Yeah, I think we all had the Devils as, like, the number 1 team in the Metro at
Oh,
one
yeah,
point.
100%.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure it
it's
was Devils or Hurricanes, Devils, and then Rangers for me. I think that's how I had it.
yeah, the Devils were supposed to be so much better. But like we said, it's a long season, so see what happens.
Yeah, we're coming up to the All Star break. So I'm pretty sure they've passed the halfway point.
Yeah. So speaking of the All-Star break, that's where, trades happens, where the trade deadline happens. And, some of these teams that are supposed to be good or struggling, they might need, a little pick me up. So I guess I'll get started with my Bruins because I have some names that I've jotted down in the last week or so. Been seeing some rumors on Twitter, blah, blah, blah. I know we talked about Stamkos as a potential guy for the Bruins. Would love that. Would love. That's why I'm rooting for Tampa Bay to just fall and fail. Granted, though, Tampa Bay's GM did say there's no shot and there's no chance they're going to trade Stamkos. So maybe they have something under the table going on, a deal that they might, agree on in the summer. We'll
Yeah.
see. But some other names that have come to mind that I think the Bruins should definitely look into. I posted on our Twitter page this trade idea. Calgary Flames, Elias Lindholm. I think he is like the number one. And Calgary as a team in itself, they're the number one sellers. This deadline projected. They should be selling everybody. The goalie, Jacob Markstrom, defenseman Noah Hannafin.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
He's a popular name, Hannafin.
yeah,
He's gonna
yeah,
be traded for sure.
yeah. I think they're going to be huge sellers. Um, I said the Bruins should get both Noah Hannafin and Elias Lindholm. That's kind of a pipe dream, but it is possible. We've seen crazier.
Yeah.
But I think all the Bruins really need to do is because they are playing kind of above expectations, especially mine that I had for them this year. They lost so many great names, Bergeron, Krejci. And the fact that they are where they are now is
Great
really
coaching, man.
impressive. Great coaching. So it's like you really can't like lose in this situation, whether you make a crazy amount of moves or not. I think we are like a true number one center away. Love Charlie Coyle. I think I like him a little bit better on the second line.
Yeah.
So
Gonna
yeah,
spread it out.
I think Elias Lindholm is a huge candidate to go to the Bruins. I'm pretty sure the odds are he's like the Bruins are number 2 or 1 for an NHL team to land him. So I'm
Okay.
liking that. He's a great two-way player. Kind of reminds me of Bergeron a little bit. Plays good defense. He had a monster year 2 years ago. He's just been playing for kind of a crappy Calgary team.
Yeah.
And look, sorry Calgary fans, but you guys traded away Matthew Tkachuk for Huberdeau. So I mean, like,
Great for the Panthers, man. That was a
great, yeah,
great move for them.
great for the Panthers.
Traded him on a high, Huberto.
So I feel like and Elias Lindholm's a free agent after this year. It might not cost the Bruins too much, who are kind of lacking in assets a little bit in picks. They actually have a good amount of underrated prospects, in my opinion. I think they could move. So yeah, we'll see what happens. That's one name for the Bruins. Another guy, and the Bruins love their checks. Tomas Hertl on San Jose Sharks. A little bit expensive. I think he's making like $8 million a year. So I would hope San Jose eats some of that money if a trade happens. But the Czech connection, man, Zaka, Pasternak, it brews good in Boston with the Czechs. That's a good name. Yeah, those are pretty much the two names I'm adding to the list, along with Stamkos and Dawson Mercer. And I feel like those are probably two more reasonable and
It's more
realistic
realistic.
options.
I mean,
Yeah.
like we can all sit here and hope, our team makes like a trade for that big name player. But it can go south fast. Rangers were a first round exit last year, trading for both Tarasenko and Kane. Granted,
Yes.
Kane was hurt, but it's exciting to see that. But you don't always need to make that big move. Like just get a guy that can play center and do his job.
Yep.
That's all you can ask for.
Yes. So that's why I'm looking at these like lower options in Tomas Hertl
Cheaper.
and
Just
yeah,
cheaper options. It's not going to cost them much.
exactly. And the way they're playing, they're buzzing right now. In the fourth line, especially
Yeah.
Heinen, Trent Frederick, Morgan Geeky. These guys are just like getting goals like crazy. So it's like if you could just maybe up the ante just a little bit. Don't gotta trade everybody, make one move. I'd be happy for the Bruins if they just do that. That's it. Keep everything else the same. That's fine with me
Yeah.
because they're playing way above expectations. So it's really not. There's really no such thing as a loss in this situation for the Boston Bruins.
I mean, I still think they got to move. They got to move someone like Allmark.
That is still on the
Give
table. I agree.
give Swayman the reins, man. It's really his job now, I believe.
It is, yeah. And Olmark, he won the Vezina last year. His price will not be higher than right now. So that's what I'm saying. You could easily, and I think I saw the projected package for a guy like Olmark. It's not a star player, but it's a first, second line guy. So that would be Elias Lindholm, and
Yeah.
then they said a defenseman, Noah Hannafin, and a pick. The pick honestly doesn't have to be a first rounder, but like if you get that for Olmark and maybe like a prospect, I think you do that all day as the Bruins. You
And they're
bolster,
talking about trading Markstrom, right? Jacob Markstrom.
yeah, Jacob
So maybe you get
Markstrom,
a third team involved there.
yeah, get a third
Because they
team
get
set.
their goalie replacement in Olmark, get Markstrom out of there, give him to another team because they're not going to need the Bruins aren't going to need Markstrom. I'm sure he wants to go somewhere and start.
Exactly, yeah,
Be like a playoff goalie for someone,
yeah. Maybe get the Avalanche involved or something and deal like
something like
that.
that.
Because I know the Avalanche and Gorgiev, granted, is an All Star this year. That 890 save percentage is a little worrying if I'm the Avalanche.
Yeah, that means they're winning games by scoring a lot of goals. So you're relying
Exactly.
on your offense a lot.
If you get a lockdown goalie on that team, they could be easily the Stanley Cup favorites. But yeah, so trading Olmark, I think that's definitely still on the table if I'm the Bruins. If when it comes to bolstering up the offense, the
Yeah.
defense is. We have a plethora of defensemen. Jeremy Swayman, who I've been saying he's the future goalie of this team for a couple of years now. Even the third string goalie, Boosie, he's great. He's great too. So if they want to go a little cheaper route like Tomas Hertl, maybe they could trade Boosie and keep Allmark. They got options. That's a good
Yeah.
thing for the
It's a
Bruins. They
good
got
thing at the
options.
deadline to have options.
They got options. And even if they hold, like, and make one move for like a more low key center, I'm fine with that because the roster is clicking still. So
You don't want to mess up the chemistry too much.
exactly. So yeah,
Um,
Bruins got options. We'd love to see him make a move.
Yeah, I don't know. I know we're talking about trade pieces, but now I'm thinking about what the Rangers need to do, what moves they need to make.
Yeah.
They are kind of slumping right now, like I said earlier. But that just comes and goes. I'm sure they'll figure it out. They did pull off that win last night. But they really need like a third line guy, center, and then a top six winger. I've been saying it, man. Like they lost out on Tarasenko and they lost out on Kane.
Yeah.
So I don't know. They could go the route of getting Tarasenko at the trade deadline because Ottawa is clearly
Yeah.
not a contender or even close to playoffs. But we've seen crazier things happen after the All-Star break. Teams get hot, so the season's not over. But I still think Tarasenko's a name to watch for the Rangers come the trade deadline. I don't know. Really, I don't. I think it's Tarasenko. I've been saying Zuccarello. I would like to see that.
That'd be awesome.
I would love that reunion for the Rangers. I just don't know what his price is. I'm sure he's get a decent amount of money
Yeah.
because again, Minnesota's another team that's just been kind of disappointing. So I think I would have to say those are the two names to watch for the Rangers come trade deadline: Tarasenko or Zuccarello. I'd
That'd be
really like that.
awesome.
One of the two. I'd be happy with either one.
Yeah.
I can't complain with either. I don't think Kane's going to be traded at the deadline because I think Detroit's going to be fighting. I don't think they're going to be too much out of the race when it comes trade deadline because they are still in the wild card. So
Yeah, they're gonna be fighting all year long. They're gonna want to get that playoff spot, especially now they got Kane. So
and then if they send Kane anywhere, that's kind of like you're giving up. So
exactly. Yeah. So I don't see that pretty much happen for Detroit. But yeah, just to add to the trade talk though, I think I talked about this in our group chats or off air. Here's some predictions that I also made. That's on our Twitter that I figured get some noise going here on the pod. The Penguins, man, going back to the Metro, I know it's tight with those four teams I mentioned, but they're second to last right now. And I know they really want to keep Crosby, Malkin, Letang. They want all of them to retire together in the sunset. So to make that dream come true, I feel like Wenzel might get moved, man, if they're still down the bottom like this. He's a pending free agent. Maybe he's gonna be like, you know, I'm not trying to play in the bottom of the Metro anymore. And maybe the Penguins could get something back, then re-sign him in the offseason, maybe grab some picks, to help bolster up this. It's a very older team, especially now with the addition of Eric Carlson. And I'm thinking, Andrei Kuzmenko on the Vancouver Canucks had a great year last year in Vancouver. Just isn't winning well this year with the new look, much better offense they have now going. He's not really much needed. And if the Canucks can add Gwenzel to this dangerous, dangerous offense, I feel like they might do it. And Kuzmenko, he could easily pick up where Gwenzel left off in Pittsburgh in a whole new system.
Yeah.
So I feel like this could be a good trade for the Canucks. They need a left winger, and the Penguins might need some depth. Get a prospect or two and some picks. And Kuzmenko could be a good move.
Penguins really aren't panning out, man. I mean,
Yeah.
the points aren't too far off. 48. They're sitting at 6th in the playoffs right now, so they're 6th in the. I mean, looking out to the wild card, saying, yeah, 48 points to the Lightning's 53. That's not a huge difference. They still can win a few games, but that's also you relying on other teams to lose.
Yeah, you're asking a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess that Carlson addition really didn't pan out, like I said in the beginning of the year. Sorry, I'm just a Penguins hater. I really am.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, but that could be a really interesting move though for both teams. And yeah, the Penguins, granted, they could get back to the mix really quick, but yeah, it's just not looking good for them. It's an older
They got
team.
experience on that team, so you
They
can't
do.
count them out.
You can't. You can never really count them out. And another trade idea that I had, and this could be pretty crazy. Sorry for the Nashville Predators fans out there. Juice Saros to the Colorado Avalanche would be absolutely insane. I would love to see it. That would really put Colorado over the top, man.
Oh yeah.
If they landed him, Staros, he's playing kind of behind a bad Predators team. Phil Forsberg is really carrying that team this year.
I can see another player there possibly getting moved too in Yossi.
Yeah, an aging defenseman. Yeah, man.
It could be sellers at the deadline. I could see that.
Yeah, man. So that's off.
I mean, they're 2 in the wild card right now in the West. So, I mean, if they continue to struggle, wow, the Coyotes are 3rd.
Yeah, they've been hot.
They're outside looking in right now, but they're still fighting. It looks like. Damn.
Yep.
I don't know. Seattle. I thought they made the playoffs last year. What happened to them?
Nah, they've fallen off a little bit this year. I thought they had a hot stretch though, back during the New Year.
Yeah, they were on like a 9-game losing streak, and now they're on a 9-game winning streak, and now they're on a 4-game losing streak.
It's hot and cold, man. That's the NHL,
it really is.
Dude.
It's good. It's good. It's bad. It's bad.
Yeah, man. I wonder how is Joey the Cord still doing good? I don't follow the Kraken too much, but I'm curious about Joey the Cord.
I think they're just getting old now. Eberle's old.
Joey the Cord's having a good year. 13 wins, 922 save percentage. Yeah, but I think McCann's fallen off a little bit this year compared to last year.
Yeah.
He was a 40 goal scorer last year. He has about 20 goals, so he's actually kind of on par with what he did last year a little bit.
Borksted's their leading scorer with 36 points.
Yeah. Eberle's 33, Jaden Schwartz 30. Yeah, it's a bit of an older
Tatar too, 33.
Yeah, it's a weird team. Granted, they're still very young, but it's a young franchise. But it's a weird built team for sure.
Yeah, I mean that's what you get with an expansion team.
Yeah,
maybe they'll pull a Golden Knights and win the Stanley Cup.
Yeah, they were making a lot of noise last year. But I guess we'll turn over to the Islanders real quick with the new head coach Patrick Roy.
Yeah,
first the game, got the win. It was an overtime, right?
Overtime against the Dallas Stars. Both scores.
Yeah. Well, some things don't change with the Islanders. Another overtime game. But
Yeah,
yeah, another overtime
can't
game
be
for the
picture
Islanders.
perfect.
No, no. But hey, that's huge though. New coach.
That's
Get a
exactly what they needed. The Islanders needed to get rid of was it Lane? That
yeah,
his name?
yeah,
Lane Lambert?
yeah. He was terrible.
Yeah, he was just terrible for them, man. I mean, how many overtime games are they gonna lose? Good for them for finally getting rid of him. I think the move should have been made sooner.
Yeah.
Uh, I
I,
guess just things didn't line up. They needed to find out who the next head coach was.
Yeah, really get embarrassed by the Bedardless Chicago Blackhawks. Getting embarrassed by them. That was definitely the dagger. That was like you can't afford that shit, especially as a team in the Metro where every win freaking counts, every point counts.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was a good move. And yeah, a little history on Patrick Raw for those who listen who really don't know. He was a head coach for the Avalanche like 10, 15 years ago, back in like 2013, 2014.
Mm-hmm.
He was okay. The first year was okay, but it's been a long time since he's coached. So I was just when you first sent that into our puck group chat, I thought that was like a meme. I was like, "What is this, bro? Patrick Raw, like Islanders head coach?" I'm like, "What?" He's just not a guy, Probably one of the greatest goaltenders of all time. Played for the Montreal Canadiens. They won a cup there. Won two with the Avalanche back in the '90s, early 2000s. He's surrounded by winners. He's had a career surrounded by winning. So I mean, that could be what the Islanders really need, man. And who knows? Maybe he has like contacts and stuff, or he knows like players and people that he's been surrounded with that could bring a winning mentality to the Islanders. And me and my dad are actually talking about it. He's a big Islander fan. He believes still the Islanders are a piece away as well. And I know we keep bringing up the trade deadline. Maybe it's Zegras, maybe it's another guy. They really do need that star-studded player. I think that's all they're pretty much missing at this point. You got the goalie, you got the defense, and you got the playmakers in
You got the
Horvat,
role players.
Barzell, yeah, Brock Nelson, and they've been to the playoffs. They made deep runs. You got the experience. Just need that one big freaking all-star, man. That's it. I've been saying it for a few weeks.
Apparently he brings a lot of intensity and passion to the team. So
Oh, dude,
as a team that seems like very boring to watch and just dead, I'm sure he'll bring that team back to life.
yeah, yeah. Patrick Ross, a little bit of a nutcase, dude. Like, I don't know if you knew this. I was reading up about this. He would, so he obviously he was a goaltender in the NHL in his playing days. He would talk to like the pipes, bro. Like, he would talk to them before the game. Like, he would talk to the pipes and like just be an absolute menace on the ice, dude. Like, stops everything.
Psyching out the other team,
Yeah,
man. I mean, if I saw that, I'd be like, what the fuck is wrong
Yeah,
with this guy?
yeah, he would talk to like the pipes and got into a good amount of goalie fights in his career. He was an animal, dude. So yeah, him as a head coach definitely brings that flair to like you just said, a pretty boring hockey team that plays
Yeah.
good hockey. They're just boring. But now, if you add that intensity and flair, oof, could be a dangerous team down the line.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what the Islanders may need. Sometimes
Yeah,
these midseason moves, man, they revive these teams.
they
And
do.
again, I'm not saying the Islanders are bad or anything, but like I said, they're a slow, boring team, but they get the job done. I think that's exactly what they needed to do for the Islanders. Just get a coach like that, you know, bring
Yep.
in some intensity to that team, and forget about all the overtime losses they had.
Yeah.
Just get them going offensively and make a trade. We harp on it, man, but they need to make a trade at the deadline if they
Yes, they
want
do.
to if they want to compete in the East and make it to the Stanley Cup. They need to make a move at the deadline. They
Yeah,
have to. They
they need
can't.
to.
They can't ride with this roster, man.
Yeah, they need to acquire a totally offensive-minded player.
100%.
Like they got enough defense. They just
I
need
really
a
do think Zegras is the guy that they aim for.
and yeah, because he's still young. And like you could grow and build with him. He could be a franchise guy. Like it's insane.
Oh yeah,
But yeah. So not only is the trade deadline happening soon in the middle of the hockey season, it's also the All-Star break. So we'll talk about the All-Star game, the All-Star rosters. I know we both have some opinions and differences on who made it and who didn't. So real quick, I guess let me share the screen here, make our lives easier. I'll share both the Eastern and Western rosters as of right now. I don't believe these are the full rosters yet. I think those come out later tomorrow or today. Let's see what we got here. All right. So here's the Eastern Conference. We'll just scroll and name the names. So obviously, there's the GOAT, David Pastrnak, my boy, Jeremy Swayman. He's been the Bruins' new goalie number one. He was an awesome prospect. He's absolutely insane. Glad to see him up there. Rasmus Dahlin of the Buffalo Sabres, Sebastian Aho,
Oh,
Boone Jenner. I think most people in Ohio know who this guy is, but he's the captain. He's the captain of the Blue Jackets, fan favorite. Alex DeBrincat, well deserved, having a great year. Sergei Bobrovsky having a fantastic year in Florida. Sam Reinhart absolutely cooking in goals, 30 goals already. Awesome player. Nick Suzuki. Hate the Habs, but if there's one guy on the Habs that I do really like, it's this kid right here. He's awesome. Jack Hughes, freaking perennial all-star. Barzy for our Long Islanders out there. Igor Shesterkin. Brady Tkachuk. Travis Konecny. Sidney Crosby. Nikita Kucherov, I believe the sole representative of the Tampa Bay Lightning right now, which is insane to me. Mitch Marner, Austin Matthews, newly paid William Nylander, Morgan Riley, and get ready for the booze right here. This is who you should be booing. Tom Wilson of the Capitals. I got a lot to say about that one, but we'll keep going. Here's the Western Conference now. Frank Vetrano of the Anaheim Ducks having a really good year. Clayton Keller, kid is a stud. Future Bruin, Elias Lindholm right here, hopefully. Connor Bedard, like I just said earlier in the show, he will be missing the All-Star game due to injury, was replaced by Trocheck and Kyle Connor. Gorgiev, that's another name I have a bone to pick with there. We'll get into that later. Cale Makar, best defenseman, one of the best defensemen I've ever watched in my lifetime. Nathan McKinnon, probably the Hart favorite right now, just on a crazy, crazy stretch of games. Jake Ottinger, missed a lot of time. We'll get to him in a sec. Leon Draisaitl, Connor McDavid, just two freaking unreal players. And the Oilers, man, they are cooking right now. Cam Talbot,
good for him.
Cam Talbot, I keep sleeping on him this year. I didn't realize how good he was this year, man. Age 36.
Good for him.
Yeah, he's having an awesome year, dude. Might be in the Vezina conversation.
922 save percentage. That's good.
Yeah, he might be able to Vezina. Kaprizov, awesome player. Philip Forsberg really turned around again this year after a down year last year. A potential other future Bruin, my Czech brother, Tomas Hertl. My dog, Robert Thomas. Guy knows how I feel about him. Probably my favorite non-Bruin. Oliver Bjorkstrand having a good year in Seattle. Brock Boeser, man, having an awesome year. He's finally breaking out. Thatcher Demko, here's another Vezina.
Just a whole Canucks roster.
Yeah, seriously, dude. Whole bunch of Canucks. Quinn Hughes could win the Norris this year. JT Miller, absolutely just killing it this year. Elias Peterson, this team's stacked, dude. Jack Eichel.
He was replaced.
Yeah, Jack Eichel was replaced due to injury.
And then you got this is my Vezina pick, but I mean,
yeah, Connor Hellebuyck. Yeah, he's insane.
Him and Talbot are probably 1 and 2.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, just looking at these names, who do you want to talk about? Any names that surprise you that should be here?
I think the main one that really comes to mind. I said it earlier. If it wasn't for Panarin having a kid, he would easily be representing the Rangers because Igor's really not having a great year at all. I mean, you see the save percentage there.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't want to waste so much time talking about the Rangers. I do believe that Ovechkin should have made it over Tom Wilson. I think that's a huge, even though he's hurt, you still got to give that to Ovechkin. You have to.
Yeah, look, as a representative of the Capitals, OV might not be playing to all-star standards this year. But dude, 19 points from Tom Wilson, really?
That's really who you want to represent your team?
Really?
A douchebag who hits people dirty? I mean, come on.
Ovechkin has 10 more points than Tom Wilson this year. What are we doing? It's
not even like he's a liked player. Like Tom Wilson, no one fucking likes that guy.
Yeah, no one likes Tom Wilson. Dude, I know he was hurt too, but he just scored a hat trick. Just for recent memory, I'd rather have TJ Oshie than Tom Wilson in the All-Star game.
I'm looking at their roster right now. Like, you got a young player in Dylan Strome, 26 years old, who's having a good year for the Capitals. He's the same amount of points as Ovechkin. They're the leading two players on the team with points. Ovechkin has 8 goals, 20 assists. Dylan Strome has 16 goals, 12 assists.
Yeah.
And then, John Carlson, and then Tom Wilson. I mean, you got Carlson, a defenseman who has more points than Tom Wilson, a forward. I mean, if you're gonna give it to anyone who's not Alex Ovechkin, I'd give it to Dylan Strome.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, it's honestly an embarrassing pick by the Capitals, dude. It's pretty embarrassing. I don't know what they're doing. If they're doing it for headlines or whatever, or just to be funny. I don't know how you don't give it to Ovechkin. I mean, it. I have nothing to say. It's insane.
It's
Like,
really, really bad. I mean, that's terrible.
that's a horrible pick. Horrible. Yeah. So Tom Wilson, I think he's the definitely most questionable dude on this site right now. It looked pretty good most of the time. This guy, I got a bone to pick with here, Gorgiev. Look, Gorgiev is a good goalie. I'm not gonna say he's bad or trash because he is good, but like at 898 save percentage, dude, come on. The Avalanche, dude, they could do a lot better than Gorgiev when it comes to trade deadline, dude. Like, I get it. He's getting W's, the most important stat at the end of the day. He's getting the wins, but dude, like,
I think we
give
could
me
pick another goalie to make it over
yeah.
Georgiev in the
Yeah,
West.
exactly.
I mean, they said they got Demko in it. They got Hellebuck. I guess
Dude,
Ottinger, because I mean he was hurt, but he is good. I'm not disagreeing. He
yeah,
is a
he's
very
very
good goalie.
talented.
But I mean, did any of the goalies on the
I think
Knights make it? Because Aiden Hill was. I know he's hurt, but I mean, like, he could have been a pick.
I don't think anyone on Vegas made it, no.
Aiden Hill was having a great year before he got hurt. I mean, he had 10 wins, 2 losses, a 933 save percentage, 1.93 goals against. I mean, he made 12 starts.
Yeah.
I mean, that's, again, I know he's hurt, but I mean, like, then you can go and replace him with someone like Gorgiev if you want.
Yeah,
But I
just
think someone like Aiden Hill should get it on the Knights. I mean, a 933 save percentage in 12 games, that's pretty good,
yeah.
if you ask me.
And I don't know, it's just because of position, because he's a goalie, but like if I had to pick another Avalanche player, where the hell is Mikko Rantanen, bro? I just realized he's not on this year.
Or even Stuart Skinner. I mean, he had a comeback. He's been coming back this
Yeah,
year
who's
as
gonna I'd
another
rather
goalie
have
pick.
over Gorgiev, hands down, dude. Gorgiev's really just riding the wins by the Avalanche, which I get it.
21 wins, 9 losses, a way better save percentage than Georgiev at .906.
Yep.
I don't know. I'm not just hating on Georgiev because he's an ex-Ranger. I mean, I didn't hate him when he was a Ranger, so he's obviously been good for the Avalanche, but I just don't think he's an all-star pick.
I agree. I agree with that 110%. Let's see. Who else was on here? Jake Onger due to injury. Great goalie when healthy, obviously. He deserves it, but yeah,
I think
just
you
'cause he's
wanted
hurt.
to touch on Kyle Connor making it to replace what's his
Yeah,
name?
look, yeah, Kyle Connor replacing Jack Eichel. Um, why wouldn't you replace? Hey, look, Kyle Connor is one of the most talented players in the sport of hockey, hands down. He's been hurt. He is at a point per game pace. I think he has 29 points in 28 games. But dude, like, I don't know if that's the right choice because I just realized Mikko Rantanen's out now. Mikko Rantanen, Mark Stone, I think those guys should have took over Eichel's spot than Kyle Connor.
Yeah. Maybe you don't
Hands
want
down.
too many Avalanche. I don't know what they thought.
Yeah, but at least Mark Stone. I mean, take his teammate, and I think
Yeah.
Mark Stone's. I think he's been better than Eichel this year. I think he has more points.
He's the
Mark,
leading point scorer for them right now. Yeah. 15
yeah,
goals, 32 assists, 47 points.
yeah, Stone should he should be all-star this year. I feel like he gets snubbed every year.
Yeah.
I think
I mean, I don't see why you wouldn't want to give it to someone else on the Golden Knights.
all right.
If you're going to take out Eichel due to injury, give it to his teammate
Yeah.
who's doing better than him.
Yeah.
It's just, I guess it's the name, Jack
Yeah.
Eichel.
Yeah. I don't know. I love Kyle Connor. No disrespect to him. If he was healthy, he's an all-star year in, year out. But He
It's
missed a
kind
lot
of
of
weird.
time. He missed a lot of time, dog. Like, give me Miko
Jack
Rantanen to
Eichel
watch
and
now.
Bedard are out, two Western players, and you replace them with one Western player and one
Yeah,
Eastern
that's also
player.
weird. Like I like
Trocheck's Eastern.
Trocheck's having a great year, and I think he does deserve it. But it's like he is an Eastern player at the end of the day. It's just weird.
Yeah, I don't know why they would go that route. I mean, Kyle Connor obviously Western player, but
And
Trocheck's an Eastern player.
yeah, and also not to get too much of a homer here. I do think Brad Marchand too as well could have easily made the All-Star team
I
this
mean, if
year.
you're gonna give it to Tom Wilson, you might as well give it to the other douche of the league and Marchand.
At least Marchand's actually good at hockey though.
I know. I mean,
At least he's actually good at hockey. Yeah, I mean he's having an unreal year, but yeah, there's definitely some questionable stuff. I think the rest of the roster comes out later, so maybe we might be judging this too quickly because I think a lot more names will be added to this. But yeah,
yeah.
there's definitely some questionable shit on here for
I
sure.
don't know how to follow the NHL All Star list. Like, I don't know. Like, they release players, they don't release players. Like,
Exactly, it's
I
very
didn't even know.
confusing.
I thought the full list was already out.
Yeah, I could be wrong on that, but I thought I read something today where it was like NHL All Stars, they will all be announced. Who knows though? Because I'm sure they got a bunch of reserves and shit. But yeah, we'll see, man. We'll see. Glad to see my boy Robert Thomas here though, having an awesome year.
He was the pick for the Blues
Yep.
over Cairo.
Yeah. Yeah. Robert
I
Thomas
guess
seven. He's having the best year there by far. Out of
really.
everyone. Yeah, he's doing really well. He's probably his career high in goals, I think, is only 20. So he's gonna pass his career high in goals,
Oh wow,
assists.
yeah, he's got 16 goals, 30 assists, 46 points.
Yeah.
Kyrie's only got 12 goals, 21 assists. Still
Yeah.
a good year, but
Yeah. Robert Thomas, he's really taking a step above this year. Glad to see him there. One of the most underrated players in the league. Um, yeah. So I guess the last topic we'll touch on today is just some other breaking news. Corey Perry to
getting
the
a second
Edmond
chance.
to the Edmonton Oilers. I'll just say I'll be the first one to say it. That's an awesome pickup for the Oilers. If it, I think they will make the playoffs, but Corey Perry on that team in the playoffs, that's disgusting. If he tunes it
Hopefully they
up,
don't got any young players with moms.
yeah, no, going from one Connor to the next. I mean, we'll see.
Yeah, I guess good for him. I mean, he's just another one of those players in the league that's like a pest, annoying player to play against. But it's a good signing for them. They're on what, a 10-game win streak right now, I
I think like
believe.
13 or 14 now.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Oh, they're killing it.
they are killing it up.
Shout out to their head coach, right? Rangers AHL head coach, old
Yep.
AHL head coach. I forget. I don't really. I'm not gonna try to pronounce his name because I'll butcher it. But I do know they signed the Rangers AHL head coach.
Yeah.
I think it's No Block. I don't know. I probably
Yeah,
butchered it.
but that is such a like despite all the negative press that he's gotten the last few months, that is such a good sign and for the Oilers.
Oh
Like
yeah,
in
going
the
to a team. I mean, just hope he doesn't mess up the chemistry that's going on there
yeah,
right now.
and if anything, they stick him on the fourth, third line. If that, like, I don't think he'll change too much. Like of the chemistry, but that's a great name to have in the playoffs, dude.
Oh yeah,
So much
100%.
experience in the playoffs, and he'll definitely back up McDavid and Draisaitl. You know, if shit
He is
goes down.
annoying to play against. When the Rangers
Yeah,
played against him when he was on the Lightning, I fucking hated him.
he's a pest, man. He's a pest. And he was doing solid this season as well on the Blackhawks. He wasn't doing bad, dude.
I mean, he's definitely not gonna have to do too much. I mean, when you got
Especially yeah,
McDavid and Draisaitl and you got players like that. I mean, you don't gotta be asked to do too much. He's probably like you said, he's probably gonna be a third, fourth line guy.
yep,
I think if he fits a fourth line player perfectly for that team. I mean,
yep.
they got a Vander Kane. I don't know what line he's on. I know he's probably one or two, but he's kind of the
I
similar.
think he's with McDavid. Yeah,
He's kind of the similar annoying player to play against. Now you got another player like that in Perry. I'm not kidding. Players like that in the playoffs are so annoying to play against. They get in your head. They force penalties. They're always going to get the guy who retaliates. And Perry's perfect for drawing penalties, getting the team on the odd man advantage.
yeah. So it looks like the Oilers' top six right now is McDavid, Hyman, and Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. That's the first line as of their last game. Draisaitl mans the second line with Evander Kane and Warren Foegele.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, a lot of these guys I don't know. I don't follow the Oilers like that. Ryan McLeod, Derek Ryan, Matthias Janmark, Sam Gagner.
Hockey has the craziest names, man.
Yeah, James Hamblin and Connor Brown. Yeah, so he probably gets on that third line or fourth line for sure. If he goes into a top 6 role, Jesus Christ.
There's
dude.
no way, bro.
Yeah,
no way.
Nah,
they're on
no
a
way.
13-game winning streak.
Yeah, 13-game winning streak. Yeah, it's a good addition to my Oilers. So see how it plays out for them.
Yeah, it is. It's gonna definitely help them come playoffs.
Oh yeah. Anything else you want to discuss on reading between the pipes or?
No, I think just see the Islanders be pushing hard for a guy like Zegras come the trade deadline.
I agree with
and
that.
definitely see the Rangers pushing for a top 6 winger come the trade deadline, and potential names to move on from is probably Barclay Goodrow.
Yeah.
We're probably gonna have to eat some of that contract because he is getting paid a lot for a fourth line guy, but he has a cup win or 2 wins when he was on the Lightning, so he's definitely a trade piece, I think, for the Rangers.
Yeah. It's a lot of money to be invested in what your fourth line he's on, right?
Yeah, but he was playing top 6 minutes sometimes, so he can fit in anywhere. He's kind of like a Swiss Army knife, so I do like him. I just don't like the money. Do not like the money. And I hate when shit like that happens in hockey. Because you really like players, but you see their money and you're like, well, they're not playing to that type of money for sure.
Yeah. Reminds me of the Islanders with what's his name? Drawing a blank. He was there for such a long time. He just left last year. It was
Parise?
Not Parise, no. It's what's his name? I'm surprised I'm even forgetting his name right now.
Is he still playing in the league?
I don't think so. He went to the Blackhawks for a little bit. Wait, what's
Josh
Bailey.
Yeah,
Josh Bailey. Yeah, Josh Bailey. I'm surprised I even forgot. I brain farted that.
He was
remember to Josh Bailey. It's like he was great in the beginning, then got overpaid. Just wasn't doing anything for the Islanders at all after that.
Yeah. It sucks. It sucks to see players like that because you like them and you want them to do good, but then you see how much money they're making and it's like fuck. You're not. That money could be used elsewhere. Hockey players already get paid crap as it is, so when you're overpaying a shit player or not a great player, it sucks.
Yeah, Josh Bailey. Did he retire?
No, I think he's on the Blackhawks.
He is, but
isn't him and Beauvillier? Didn't they both go to the Blackhawks?
I thought so too, but Bailey hasn't played a single game yet this year.
Maybe he got cut.
He might have gotten cut.
I think he got cut by the Blackhawks.
Yeah, that's probably what happened because he definitely went to the Blackhawks. I remember that.
No, yeah, he definitely did, but he got cut.
He's an unrestricted free agent. Yeah, so he got cut. Poor guy. Well, he made his millions. He'll be all right.
Yeah.
Well, this was Pastimes on the mic, reading between the pipes. So thank you for watching and tuning in. Be sure to follow us on Instagram, X, YouTube, TikTok. We're on all of that. If you got a question, fantasy hockey playoffs are going to be here before you know it. If you got a trade on the table, send us an email. Send us your all-star ballots. Who you think should make it? Who you think shouldn't? It's just reading between the pipes on Pastimes on the mic. Thank you for tuning in, everybody.